कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय राधिकाय प्रियाय श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्तनारायण श्री कृष्ण लीला कथाने सुधाक्षमोदाय माधुर्य युक्तम वरम वरम विषमांतं नारायणं तं शिरसा हृदयानां भक्तशिरोमणि श्री कृष्ण पादाय उदयितवति चैतन्यलीलामृतधारधारं नारायणं प्रपद्ये। आचार्य सिंहारूपिणी श्रीमद्भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशवति अतिमार्थचरिताय स्वसीतानां पालने जीवदुःखे सदाताय श्रीनाम प्रेम दायिने महाविष्णुपादाय नमस्कार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नाम दशभानंद शतमंद विज्ञान दायिनी तवे माधुर्य नारायण। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास गौर। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम राम। गुरुदेव गुरुदेव कृष्ण कृष्ण वर्ग नाम धन्यवाद। प्रणाम वंशा कल्पतरुभ्यः पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। So today, yesterday was appearance day of Srila Param Gurudev Bhakti Prajna Keshava. Tomorrow is the appearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And 16th is Vijay Ekadasi, 19th is Shiva Chaturdasi, Shivaratri. Then 2nd March, Parikrama, Navadip Parikrama March. And 7th is the Gaur Purnima. So, time is passing. Now, today is a question and answers. So, we will discuss Param Gurudev and then Bhakti Siddhanta. But if you like, now we can take few questions and then how you can do other one. How should one deal with stubbornness and being more gentle with oneself? Why do we have inner resistance, even though we know that sometimes the advice is good for us and we should follow? How should we deal with it? Now, see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then Param Gurudeva was there. So their life teaching is what this question is about. How should one deal with stubbornness, being more gentle? So, Janami adharmam nachamena pravurti, Janami adharmam nachamena nivrutti. You know, it says, Vidura, Duryodhana telling Vidura, oh Vidura, I know what you're telling. I know dharma. I know I should not, do so much to Pandavas. I know that, but somehow I cannot implement it. I cannot follow. I cannot put into my life. Then also I know adharma. Yes, doing all this is adharma. But what to do? I cannot stop it. See, this is, one kind of stubbornness, right? So how to get rid of it? That's why our acharyas keep telling, it's like a resistance, right? Suppose you take a wire, pass the current, right? Gold has the least resistance. Silver, there is a little more resistance. Copper, little more resistance. Iron, of course, there is more, more resistance. You see what I'm saying? So, like that. And of course, when you take there's another level, liquid or something, phosphate, something, there is no resistance. That's what they claim in physics. So, of course, gold is in a way best conductor, as we know. Silver is also not, but lower than gold. Copper is lower than silver. So, resistance, right? So, same way in our life, because of the past contamination, anartha, contamination, is resisting us. Within us, this mental awareness, is, difficulties come, our subtle body offers resistance. Like, remember, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is saying, mind is Vishwasagata. You should not trust it, right? So what does he say? Because we should remember what is our mind do? Kama, it's always striving that we should become servant of the anger and the sense gratification, and it wants us to become servant of these people who are anger, greedy, all these things. And then Maya. So, and also this Bahirmukha mind, this mind externally, nature mind. What is that? It engages, it makes us envious, be envious of Guru and Vaishnavas. This is what it does. Always it's engaged. That's why we should not listen to. Now, how to get around? We should not listen to our mind. Sadhu Guru Shastra. No, we have to listen to the Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. Sunichay. See, it's very interesting. If you look at the life of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, it's amazing. See, 1925. Of course, you have to remember the state of India at that time. Of course, whole world, you get the whole idea. You know, the Smartha Brahmin, this and that, they were engaged in like love, prestige and apasiddhanta, not proper. Bhakti is not there, they are, it's like in the, before the appearance of Jesus, in the, they say, the Jewish people engage in animal sacrifice, unblemished animals to be sacrificed, pay for our sin. What is the logic behind it? He opposed it. That's why they put him on the cross. So that too deviously. So same thing, similar thing. Here the Brahmanas from the improper, not understanding scripture. They were thinking that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is coming in our way, he must be killed. Like that, they wanted to kill Christ. So they tried to take him to the court. So but they could not catch him. So then they gave the freedom to the, that local, and because they wanted his, his favor, these people favor, they put him into like nailing. But anyway, he was a yogi. See, in India, he got trained 18 years of missing. He was trained yogi. He was learned things in India, and then he went there. So it's very easy for a yogi. Even today, I've done experiments on yogis. You can bury them for 1 week, and ECG goes blank. Doctor will give you that is clinically dead. But 1 week later, it, the signals start keeping up. ECG comes back to normal. Then dig him out, he'll be back to alive. Even today, you want thousands of them. So this is not a big thing, yogis. So now Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, what happened? It was amazing. Kirtan was 108 Mridanga players, 108 Mridanga players. And the deity of Gauranga Mahaprabhu on the elephant and forests, 5,000 people. Can imagine. Wow. So when it came to Navadvip, the Yogamayas, Prodhamatala, with the Shiva, they started throwing stone, this, that, and almost trying to kill him. But he was not moved at all. He was not disturbed. So our Param Gurudev, what he did was, he saw the threat to his Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's life. He immediately acted so quick. He took him, Prabhupada, in some safe place, exchange his dress, and then he sent him into safely to Mayapur. And then what happened? Then this another secretary, Prabhupada, he went to the police station. He would not go in a dress, devotee dress, okay, dressed like a Bengali, like a little towel, and then hookah, Then he complained because if the devotees go, they may not care. So he went and complained, and the police came and then dispersed. So everything was, and then Param Gurudev went in the dress of sannyasi, danda, and Prabhupada, and then he went. So you can want to attack me, Saraswati, like, bah. It's like, see, it's like this. Suppose something, suppose something is going to hit our face. What do we do? Immediately our eyes, hands will come and protect our eyes, right? Something like this. So it's the same way, Bhakti Prajnan Keshav Maharaj, like a limb of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Understand? It was a limb of him. So he immediately acted to protect it. Like that. Now the thing is, the police came. What I was trying to say, the police came and then asked Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, do you have any complaint, anybody? Do you know who did this? Should we arrest them, or you know what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said? Nobody. Nobody attacked. Then devotees could not tolerate this. Oh, Gurudev, what is this? If you don't put them into, some restraint or, how will, they will keep troubling. No. They have done us a favor. He was crying. How they did the favor? He says, because see, this incident came in the newspaper, right? Headline. Oh, Gaudiya Math got attacked, this and that. Now even Jaipur, and then, so many places, the kings, all inquiring what happened. See, we became famous. To do that on our own, so much money is almost impossible. So he was telling, the point I'm telling is, he would not find fault in a person, but he says we are against the principles, adharma, irreligion, principles we are, but not with a one particular individual. This is the whole point. Why? Because that person realizes, hey, this, then he will feel sorry, ask forgiveness, then he don't we give forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is the highest principle, remember. Among 8 qualities, 8 kinds of lovers, Shama Guna, forgiveness. Lord likes it. Because like Jagai Mata now you can see, they were so bad. Now can we say, oh, they were so bad forever? No, they were Mahabhagavas. Now if you think of Jagai Mata, you get purified. You don't have to take bath in the Ganga. So, but what they did, see, this is the point. That's why we have to learn. Now, why is saying that? Because the jiva is not doing that. Understand? But the mind, jiva is in a sleeping state. But the mind is encouraging, go against adharma, go do all irreligion, go against Guru, Vaishnava, all that is our mind. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Whole idea is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to change our mentality, not to kill. If he kills, he has to kill everybody. Advaita Acharya, So mentality, changing mentality. Through what? Mahamantra, power. All weapons are there. So that's why the best medicine is Nam Japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. The more we chant, then the stubbornness within us will gradually go away. And then we will be gentle with ourselves and others. It has to go. If we are not gentle with others, we will not be gentle with ourselves or anybody. So, to the extent we gentle with Guru and Vaishnavas, Bhagavan, to the same extent. So, the root is that, Actually, now the same thing. Second question is also same. It's actually the same question. Is expressing in different form. These two questions. Why do we have inner resistance? Even though we know that sometimes advice is good for us, we should follow. But how should we do it? So dealing is increase bhakti. Increase bhakti. Increasing bhakti meaning lessening the resistance of flow, bhakti. These anarthas and all that. So I have to take out 2 minute time out. Because I have one guest here. If you don't mind, one Hare Krishna.
Sure, Gurudev, no problem. Hare Krishna.
Acha, our ಹೆಸರೇನಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಅವನ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಪ್ಪ.
Yeah, sure, Didi. Please put Japa as Gurudev is just busy with the devotee.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. You're still on mute.
What I was saying, sorry for the interruption, please forgive me.
No problem, Gurudev.
Part of the service. Yeah. So, so Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur taught this, that everything is happening is for the good for the devotees, and you see, of course, the devotees do not look at the personal gains. Okay, this is the thing, right? Personal gain, they do not look at it. Look at the movement. Okay, look at the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's and what bring auspiciousness, happiness to the conditioned living entities. So, like even in the life of Bhakti Prajnan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, see, he went to the mundane court. Okay, he talks about spiritual court and Radharani, Radharani's court. Bringing Krishna culprit, right? And then he says, yes, I was wrong. I will never do it. But again, it does. So. So same way in the material, one time, like his God brothers apparently went against after the disappearance of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. They were not following, like they were not sannyas, they were not wearing this, clothes. Because this cloth has a meaning and the Shakti, like the policeman wearing dress or a doctor, right? So, and the color also, is very like rising sun, and also it's like the lotus bit of Radharani, the color, so Shakti is there. So they were not wearing, they gave up that. Danda they gave up, and then chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra only in mind, loud chanting, and then no parikrama, no deepa. So like this. So Bhakti Prajnan Keshav Maharaj, it took him to the court. They not proper. That's why they are not following the principles of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That's why they are disqualified from staying in the mud. Went to the court. So what happened on the day of hearing? The other party came with saffron clothes, danda, and big kirtan, and they said, see, we have came with the big kirtan dress. We are dressed up in saffron, and also we are starting the parikrama, and we also made a Gaudiya Math named after Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We installed his deity there. Where we have gone wrong? So the courts and the judge said, wait a minute. So he ruled in their favor, right? Yes. Then the devotees came and asking Bhakti Prajnan Keshav, we lost the case. Baba, yes, on paper we lost the case, right? But what was our intention? Intention is to make them follow the path showed by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada. So they are following. So actually we are the winners. On paper, even though we are the losers, we are the winners on the public, So that is the thing. It was above personal thing, mundane pratishtha and all that, But he was for the principle, for protecting the principles of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You will go again. You will not tolerate anything. So that was the determination. Param Gurudev. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also same determination to principles of bhakti, teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhakti Thakur, So in another incident also, court case, in Mayapur, one property was owned by Muslim and Siva Sangha next door. So he tried to get that, they would not give because they saw Gaudiya Math is becoming prominent there. So, but then when Bhakti Prajna Keshav was separated, he started Devanand Gaudiya Math. Then these Muslim people approached him and sold him that property. When the Chaitanya Math came to know that Bhakti Prajna Keshav got this land, they immediately extended their boundary, occupied that. Then devotees went and complained, you see, they have taken over the property. And Bhakti Prajna Keshav started laughing. Wow! That is very good, very good, very good. Then devotees were wondering, they could not believe this, He said, why? As long as this is used in service of Prabhupada, the service Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's what we were fighting. We didn't want it's in the hands of those people who are against the following bhakti. And I'm glad they extended it and then like that, he was, even though it looks like, that's why material calculations was appearing like loser, but in a spiritual angle, we are winner. So that's what we have to learn, whatever it is, incident, do we making progress spiritually? That's why. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Param Gurudev also, even if the whole world burned, no problem. But he wants to protect even an atom that can be used in the service of Guru and Krishna. Like that. Not for himself. So he taught so many amazing things. And also regarding this question is how to get over. This is the key. Now the food we take, like stubbornness, and also inner resistance, right? One thing is about the food, prasadam we take. We keep telling the food we take has three components. One is the gross, right? Fiber, this comes out of urine and stool. Second, goes to make our skin, bones, protein, this and that. Third one is the food for our mind. Words we speak, and then the chetana, or life force. So the food that we take, if we take cooked by mundane people who are contaminated, mind, okay, they may be clean outside, wearing gloves, this, mental cleanliness we are talking, not physical cleanliness. The most important is mental cleanliness. Okay. So, bhakti, mundane material sophistication, that is actually very filthy. Okay. I'm sorry to say this, it is very filthy. Um, no, bhakti, So, if we are taking food like that, contaminated mind, then our mind gets contaminated, and you can see what will happen. And then the words we speak, and our life force, goes down there. Animalistic, right? Animals interested in ahara, nidra, bhaya, maituna, these four things: food, sleeping, engage in sexual things, ahara, and then bhaya, fear. Fear is what? Fear is this. Because we don't know ourselves. We are in darkness. In this sunlight, you don't get, fear. But in the dark, so darkness of ignorance, fear. So, that's why the food that we take has to be prasadam. Bottom line is this. Okay. To the extent we take that, to the extent when we are honoring prasadam, we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. 2, 3, 4 times. Then we swallow. Bah. You see, actually any diseases that one might have will go away. Just this. That Nam acts, it gets impregnated into the every stage of cooking. It removes all material contamination, feeling. It will, our immunity, spiritual immunity builds up. Now, don't confuse it. Our material resistance, okay, mundane body, is actually inferior, actually dependent on the spiritual. If you are strong spiritually, physically also will be strong. So, so we should not forget this, okay? Because spiritually, we can make so many. You might say, "No, wait a minute. This vitamin is missing. This missing. That missing." Actually, bhakti can make up for all this. What is lacking can make up. There is a lot of evidences for it. So, our Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Pregnant Keshav Goswami Maharaj, in their life, he taught us, give forgiveness. Now the disease, see, why do we get disease? The disease, that's why resistance and all that, right? Mental disease, okay, this is what it is. Now the modern science does not understand what is mind. Is a problem. They do not accept there is a mind. So, but they talk about psychology, psychological things, and how the mind came. Oh, it's because of the somehow neuron, this and that, manifest like that. They are still thinking like that. But that is not true, because, like I told you one time, one of the amazing things that when I was reading anatomy physiology, it stuck to me is that on the 20th day of conception, fetus, it's only 5 millimeters. At that time, it is building its brain, starts building brain. at the rate of 250,000 neurons per minute. Bah, can you imagine? 2.5 lakh, 250,000 neurons per minute. Very small space and getting connected this way, that way. How? Who is guiding it? Not the mother. Mother is giving only nutrient. It doesn't have its own brain. And from where? Bah. So that really opened my eyes. Bah, what an amazing thing. And then building. So they do not have answer for that. Like that, they don't have answer for everything real practical. They don't have any. The first you understand the science cannot explain everything. It's incomplete. Reason is like identical twins. Remember one time I was telling identical twins. Genetic material is same for my egg, but the baby, according to them, should have the same DNA and fingerprint, iris, and all that. But what is reality? It's different. They were thinking it is the same, but it's different. Now they find evidence. Fingerprint is different. DNA is different. Identical twins. So we explain it. Clean board. They might say baby was like there, like that, but that will not give. So they don't want to, this is what the Apasampradaya. See, they're talking about Apasampradaya during Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Same thing in the medical. They see that is an important thing. But why? They don't want to go into detail because they are told, DNA, this, that, and they keep telling the same thing and they don't want to touch this because they don't have an answer. If they want an answer, they have to get into the spirituality. There is something beyond, genetics, right? This thing, so they don't even ask, the people's mind is such that they read all this, but they don't even ask questions because they're, enjoying tendency and, this is, so we should not get fooled by the so-called progress of science, this and that. They will answer all our questions. Actually, they are causing us more ignorance. Okay? That's why the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave up. He never went to the college. He asked, what is the use? What other tell? Our Param Gurudev also, he went to the college and they were talking about, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And, amazing. At that time, they were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita as part of the textbook. Amazing. Okay. Answer. But the people who were teaching it, they were all could not understand my word. So they were asking our Param Gurudev, he explained this. When they heard his explanation, they were all, wow. They were awesome. Then he said, wait a minute. What I'm going to learn in the college if these people are like this? So even though the final exam tuition fees was paid, he refused to go to college. He dropped out. So such a determination. And his life, is there is no difference between teachings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Param Gurudev, or in their life, is one and the same. If you glorify one, you are glorifying the other. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur one time, No, his mother. Mother was very affectionate, very friendly. No? She has more love to our Param Gurudev than other children. No? She was telling. But she knew he will not stay home. You know, will become renounced order. She somehow knew in her inner core. So she was worried. But then when she was in the almost final Nitya Lila, he wrote a letter to Bhakti Prajna, Bhakti Siddhanta, please send my son. And then Prabhupada ordered him to go home, talk to your mother. Then he started thinking, wait a minute, Prabhupada ordered that I should go home. Okay, it's the order. I have to follow that. But what he is teaching? He has taught us Chaitanya Mangala, what every life we get mother and father. But we do not get real father and mother. We guru who can take us from this. So now in this life I have got this. And this is what he's telling. His inner thing is now we have given up our previous parents, is it not? So many lifetimes we had parents. We don't know and we have given up. Now same way this life's parent. If I go now, if she says, oh, get married, this and that, continue family, then what happens? I cannot say no. Then another life is gone. Then what is the guarantee I'll get a guru like this? But if I become a devotee, if I follow, accepting as my real father, real mother, then my mother will also be saved. Right? So today's property, yesterday it was in somebody else, today now it is. Tomorrow it will be somebody else's property. You understand? So thinking like this, what is the real instruction of Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur to me? He is meditating on it. To really go home now or to follow his inner instruction, inner desire. See, every instruction has two parts. Inner, meaning outside, right? So, Bhakti, Param Gurudev thought about this. Then he said, stuck onto it. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur has given me that instruction. So I should hang on here. I should not go. Like that, he stayed back. Then after one day or so, when Bhaktisiddhanta came to know that he is not gone, and he called him. Why he did not go? Oh, Gurudev. He told me before, every life I don't get guru, I get parents. And if I go and if she say, then what I do? I cannot say no. I'll be again in Maya. He tell me. And he had Prabhupada tears in his eyes. This boy who had so much mother's affection, he gave it up. For my sake, he forsake mother's affection. So, tears in his eyes. So, like that, see, that way, who is the winner? Everybody is a winner. His mother is a winner. Is it not? Spiritually. Because she may not deliver herself, but the son, Param Gurudev, can easily deliver her. And then Prabhupada Bhakti, he's teaching us a lesson. Of course, he's the eternal associate. He's teaching us how we should behave in our life. how he sacrificed for this. So to make everybody winner, see, this is the thing, win-win situation, This is the lesson they are teaching us. So how to like this inner resistance, only progressing in bhakti, like these anarthas, right? We remember we were talking about 4 kinds of artha is wealth, okay? Our real wealth is bhakti. One and only wealth in this world is bhakti. Okay? If everything is connected with bhakti, then everything has a value. If they are disconnected from bhakti, then it is a no value. Disease, okay? That's what you call disease. Disconnection from ease, disease, D-I-S-E-A-S-E. If you break that word, this is, right? Is, disconnection from the ease, what disease? So disconnection from bhakti, then everything is valueless. It's cause of disease, cause of resistance, cause of unhappiness, So all that is due to that. And that's why our acharyas come again and again, connecting us. We are connected unnecessarily with so many things. Connection, so many material affection, this and that. What? More, unhappiness. So they have come to make us happy, real happy. Now, Swami Maharaj also, Gurudev used to say, hippies became happy. So their goal is to make us happy, real happy, a everlasting happiness. So, but difficult to understand, difficult to convince others. But still, we should keep on trying. And don't think any endeavor we make is not go waste. See, one time, actually, when Maharaj was there, he was giving classes, forgot his name. But people did not understand or this and that. Usually they used to go away. And then his disciples, oh Maharaj, see, nobody is there, can we end? Then he used to object, what do you mean by end? I will continue even if there is nobody. Why? I'm doing this Harikatha. There are so many people who are listening who you do not see them. And there are other living entities, trees, plants, everything. And also myself, by hearing, myself, I'm protected, I'm making progress. Others, like that, he was looking at it. He was not, Bhakti, Pramod Puri Goswami was also like that. Our Gurudev thinks, when he's giving Harikatha, he is not aware who is there. Somebody is there or not, he will keep going. So immersed. Like that. Bhakti Puri Goswami, Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami, Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami. So, like that, they were teaching, Now, any other question is there? Oh. How should we justify the fact that we have work, school, relationships to maintain, but doing it for Krishna's pleasure? You did mention the prayer from when we wake up until sleep. Whatever we do, let us do it for you. But it is so easy to get absorbed in material activities during meetings, classes, talking to others. I forget about Krishna even though I try to play japa music on the side. Yeah, this is a practical problem, practical issue. Um, see, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, uh, uh, he says, he says, if you save one jiva from the Maya's prisoners, so he says, Dayalu. See, we are supposed to be Dayalu. Daya meaning compassion, right? We are compassionate. With whom? With our relatives, workplace, no, like Dayalu. How we can be compassionate is saying, we have to change the living entities taste, bahirmukha taste for enjoying tendencies. That is only kartavya, meaning our duty is this. Changing people's taste. Maya can, suppose if we able to protect even one living entity out of this Maya, jail, it is equivalent to opening unlimited billions of hospitals. Even much more is worthy of undertaking it. Even one jiva. So, of course, bringing one jiva out of this prison house, many stages. See, suddenly he may not be fully do it, but he might be do the preliminary work. You understand what I'm saying? Preliminary work, A baby does not become PhD immediately, so many stages, right? So same way, they're living entities. So now God has provided, He has put us into certain situation, right? So we make the best out of the worst. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So best out of the worst situation. How we strive, So that's why I'm saying don't burn the bridge. Keep the bread and you be on your path. Okay? Don't compromise that. So that way they will also dragged in. See, it's like this. See, when the birds, you remember the bird flying in the sky? There will be one bird, main bird, right? Lead bird, they call it. Lead bird, right? And then the other birds like this, and like a V shape, like a bullet, Now this bird is making lot of effort, flying, like this. and then the other birds feel easy, because the influence of the pulling wind, they also dragged in, they are also helping. And then after a while, this lead bird gets tired. Then another bird takes his position. It's amazing how they travel, almost 100,000 miles, Bah, it's amazing, it's very difficult to understand. So, like that, if you are striving, they will get influence, meaning they will remember maybe this life, next life. Oh, I had a colleague like this, I had a friend, a relative like this, she was like this, he was like this, always, and told me like this, but at that time I didn't happen. Now, I wish, it will happen. See, the seeds, the what you call impression, or Gurudev says impressions. Okay, you have created some impressions on their mind, and bhakti related, even if you are wearing a tilak, okay, if not tilak, even a dot of tilak, I put something, not tilak, okay, at least on water, and then I will tell you, looking at that, the very effect. Wearing kantimala, see, these are not ordinary, okay. These things itself will actually already causing, you know, uh, things, perturbations in the surrounding you and all that. So these are not simple. So like that, we are for paropakari in that sense. So because we are under the guidance of a guru in a parampara, our life is already saved. We don't worry about it. So, but if you concentrate on others, you say something like, if you try to save yourself, you will not. If you try to save others, we will be saved. So, like that. So, that way, what I'm saying is, the prayer we say, yes, until sleep, whatever we do, let's do it for you, right? That's true. 5%, 10%, 100%, maybe percentage is different. But if you're struggling, if you're completing it every day, we're begging, Lord, make it complete. Then gradually, you will make it, more and more, you will do it. So that's why, but we should not take like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It's better to be born as a Pashu, Pakshi, Kita, Patang. But we should not take shelter of duplicity, So only one who is non-duplicitous will be Mangal, as Krishna. So we can be straight, we don't have to straightforward. We should not hide our spirituality in a sense, The Krishna will protect us. We are not dependent, but we are, and Krishna will protect us. If you do that way, Krishna will make you more organized, more. You can finish your things very fast. We should not neglect that also. See, in a workplace, there is some expectation, this and that, we have to do that. But that will also get automatically, taken care of if we are. Like last time I gave an example in our Gurudev went to hearing Harikatha, went back all night hearing, then he was wondering, he got promotion. See, material promotion, he got it. You know why? Because Lord saw he is completely dedicated hearing Harikatha. He gave him material. So, you will easily win. What I'm saying is, you can easily progress in material life if you progress in spiritual life also. Yeah. That's why try to keep spirituality number one. Okay. To the extent we make it as a priority, spirituality, and everything else will go. But if you make it as a secondary, then everything will be fine. That's why Jnana Yoga, then this yoga system, right? Jnana Yoga, then this Ashtanga Yoga, all this will not bear fruit unless it is connected with bhakti. At least shadow of bhakti, it will not give fruit. So everything progresses by touch of bhakti. So bhakti before bhakti raivainam naiti, bhakti raivainam darsho, bhakti vasha purusho, bhakti reva purusho. Only by bhakti we make progress. So we should strive to increase that. That's why, Param Gurudev, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they were telling, the only thing it matters. One question was asked, actually, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It will tell you the same. This is connected with this question. What he was asking is, there was one devotee came to the mutt, and he was feeling, wait a minute, he might send him away or like that. When he overheard that, he said, he came back and told him, see, so many people are there outside. How many people will come to the mutt? And he has come. That means he is not ordinary. That means Krishna's mercy must be there. So how I will ask him to send? I'll send him. So like that, he was. One time there was one person came to take his son back from Assam or something. His father came to take him. He was in the mud. Then when he saw Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, his personality, his kirtan, his everything, he changed his mind. Wait a minute, no. I will keep my son here. Not only that, he also wanted to take Harinam. So then he was in the line wanted to take Harinam. Then other devotees were telling, see, you cannot take Harinam because you are still, smoking cigarettes, BDs like that. Oh, if that is the case, now on, I will give up. I will never touch it. He made that. Actually, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was listening to this. Then immediately called, ask him to come. I will give Harinam. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati understood, he is resolute, he want to change. He will not go back. Whereas others, they were for a long time in the mud, they were not getting Arjuna. But he said. So, like that, our nothing goes waste, okay? It should not, but we have to depend on the mercy of the Krishna, Guru and Krishna. The time is when we have to cry. Oh, when will that happen? And naturally it will come. See, everything will be naturally arranged. How? It will happen, when, it will happen at that time. When Lord knows when that is the best time. Very smoothly it happens. Don't worry about it. But what we should not give up is our desire, these prayers. Okay, you remember? Constant practice and detachment. Okay, constant practice and detachment. All these prayers are constant practice. And detachment. Detachment is what? Oh, I'm not making progress or this, nothing. No, don't feel like that. Wherever we are, whatever position we are put in, we have to accept that is the best. Krishna is putting me in it. And I will continue. And let's hope for the, then that will happen. Actually, you can do wherever you are, because like about the diseases I was talking. Okay, remember there was diseases. We are talking about the resistance and also mental disease. Now the diseases is very interesting. There was one question about it, I think, right? How get healing, how it happens, like that. It's all related. Right. What exactly is working behind all spiritual healing? Of course, Krishna is this super soul and supreme controller, but sometimes different modalities, such as energy healing or shamanic dancing, require one to let go of all thoughts and just act naturally to heal the places needed on one's own. Either the super soul guiding or it is possessive ghosts, aliens. You have this is a nice question. Now, everybody has some disease, right? Discomfort, this. Of course, the original disease is having this body, right? That is the first disease. Now, for that disease, there are so many other diseases coming. So this is for the disease for the disease. Okay. So now, what in the Ramayana, there's a question, Garuda, actually Garuda is asking Kakabhushandi. He asked some 7 questions, So the 7 questions. What are those 7 questions is very interesting. One time, Kakabhushandi, the Garuda, Garuda was, when the Lord's Leela, he became, Lord is lying down, attacked by son of Ravana, right? Indrajit. Sarpa, the snake, arrow, Lakshmana. And here comes Lord. Norman is telling, go and do your service. Garuda, go. Comes and he looks at helpless state of Rama. Wait a minute. These are my Lord, how he can be affected, But anyway, he comes and all the snakes go away. Then Rama Lakshmana wakes up and that's a say. Now this got confused. Wait a minute. How is it possible, my supreme master, get affected by this mundane, insignificant, this, son of Ravana, he couldn't. Then he went to Brahma. Brahma said, no, I was also got illusion many times. Go to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva said, I'm busy, I'm going somewhere else. You should go to the bird, this crow, famous crow, Kakabhushan crow. Why is telling this? The Garuda is a bird family. So if he hears from a bird, right, then it will be nice for him. So he sent him there. So Kakabhushan is telling, glorifying Lord Ram, and then finally he gets rid of all this, illusion, all these things go away, it becomes clear. But still, he asks 7 questions. That's what I'm saying here. Very interesting. Those 7 questions he says, what is the most difficult to get body? Durlava. What is very difficult to get? We get so many fish body, tree body, mosquito, you understand? It says human body, very difficult. Ati Durlava. Then, what is the biggest dukkha, meaning suffering, right? And what is the highest happiness? What is the most very difficult dukkha? He says dukkha is daridra, meaning one who has nothing, very poor or beggar or something, daridra. That is the very, very thing. And what is the highest sukha? He says highest happiness. Amazing. He says the sadhu sangha, sat sangha is the highest happiness. Highest happiness is sadhu satsanga. Then he says, what is the highest dharma? He says, ahimsa, compassion, the non-violence. And what is the highest sin? Paraninda, criticizing others, he says, is the highest sin. You can imagine, you can meditate on it, That's really true. So, criticizing others. That's why you remember Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, even they came to attack him, he did not find fault in them. But their activity, of course, we are against their activity, but not their person. See, we would not. So criticizing others, So then he says, then he asks the question. Now he is telling, suppose you criticize Supreme Lord and Guru. You know what one will become? Becomes a frog. And for millions of life, they will continue as frog. You can see frog. Then if you criticize Brahmanas, you suffer in the Narak, in the hellish, and then you will be born as a crow. If you criticize demigods, Shastras, then they go to hell. No. If we criticize the saintly people, we become old. OWL, old. Which is nighttime active, daytime sleeping. Right? Now you can see why is that. When the sun is up, it is sleeping. In the night, when sun is not there, it is awake. Why? He has criticized the saintly people, sadhus. So what does sadhu do? He preaches, he brings us from darkness to bright, right? Darkness of ignorance to, bright, right? So now, because they are criticizing one who brings from the darkness to light, now it has to sleep during the daytime. See how? You see the connection? All. If you criticize everybody, then you become bad. So this is what it is. Then he is asking about the last question about mind diseases. Manasika roga. See, this is interesting. Manasika roga, mind diseases associated with the mind. He's not asking what is disease with the body. See the different stress here. Mind is asking what is the manasika, mental disease. So now try to understand these diseases is due to the mind, not to the bodily thing. Okay, they might say they lack this, actually not that. So the mind. So he'll be amazed because what is the root of all diseases? He calls it moha, bewilderment and illusion. Illusion and bewilderment is the root of all diseases. We saw that, right? Illusion, our own anartha, right? We have illusion about our own Swarupa, Lord Swarupa, right? Sadhya sadhana. What is our sadhana? And that's Maya. Get it? So all these things, 4 kinds of anartha, right? So then Ayurveda says Vata Pitta Kapha. You remember? Vata Pitta Kapha. In English, air element, Pitta, the thing, Kapha. Vata Pitta Kapha. I'm sure you have heard about this, right? Now, what is this Vata? Vata is lust. Lust in the mind, right? That is the cause of this. It disturbs the Vata. Lust disturbs the Vata. Then greed disturbs the Kapha. And then the anger disturbs the Pitta. So Pitta, right? You remember, stomach, anger. So Vata Pitta Kapha is due to what? Is due to the lust, greed, and anger. Now, so when there is a disturbance in this, Ayurveda, so many. And all these three are brothers, okay? Who lust, greed, and anger. They are brothers. If they come together, oh boy, you got what you call Sannivada, you mental bewilderment, disturbance, so many make you, uneasy. Get it? Vata, Pitta, Kapha, disturbance. What is this? Lust, this, anger, and then this greed, lust, greed, and anger. So, then attachment, mamata meaning affection, mamata, attachment, the mundane attachment, Oh, this, what happens? That is the cause of the skin disease, ulkadi gajaka. Then more skin, very, sometimes here, there. What is that? That is called jealousy. Jealousy causes our skin pop up. Then if you are engaged in the, mundane, happiness, this and that, this, your kanta, your throat problem, diseases. Suppose if you cannot tolerate somebody's happiness, it happens, right? Oh, look, he is so good, so many cars, so many, if you, what do you call it, thriving about others' success, right? Mundane. So then what happens is, that gives rise to Kshaya, TB, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is due to when we cannot tolerate others' well-being. Okay. If you are very bad, and then if your mind, duplicity in our mind, and then anger, very bad character, that is what brings us to the leprosy. Now, then if you have a trishna, anger, for so many things, then it becomes your nerve problems, then, stomach problem. Then if you want this, like, children and wealth, and then famous, you want to do, I become famous, all this, this thing. You become, fever, enviousness, all this, different kinds of diseases, fevers. So you get the idea. So combination of all this, this is what everybody is being affected. Try to understand this. So, and everybody is looking for a solution. Now, what is the medicine? Now, everybody is for medicine. What is the medicine? You go to the doctors and all. They have yet to cure even one single disease. Okay. No matter what disease it is, appears like, but external symptom, minimum, but they are not able to, on record. They keep changing what is health. This is anyway being cheated. Now, Only way is bhakti, ekadasi, bhakti. Some giving up, no. Because try to understand these diseases is due to our past life. Now, when they diagnose, the doctor diagnoses what kind of disease is. They order, blood test, this test, heart test, this test. What about previous life test? Nobody. So, of course, nowadays some people take past life regression. Okay, there are some very few people. They are following that. Even that is incomplete. Now, what I'm saying is, the disease is not due to bacteria, virus, or genetic defects. It's only due to our. So, do we remember our past? This is what I can ask them. Do you remember our past? No. What about 1 year ago? Same day, same time, 1 year ago. Do you remember exactly what you were doing? No. 1 month ago? No. 1 week ago? No. Yesterday? Maybe little. Every minute? You cannot. Now ask them, suppose, if you're able to remember whatever happened to you since last 1 year, are you going to sit quiet here? I said, no. I may give up even breathing. Just meditate on it. Suppose if you remember all your 10 years, everything that happened, we go crazy, we cannot handle it. Previous lives, I was a dog, they ate me, blah, 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 blah. 1 minute you will be dead and gone. We cannot handle it. That's why forgetfulness of the previous thing is the highest mercy that Krishna has bestowed. Otherwise we cannot lead life. Now ask this question. Wait a minute. Lord, you were telling me, Lord is kind, they are common. But he must have made some way to delete all that influence. Remember, system output is nothing but the state of the system and the input. Okay? Input we can control. Become vegetarian, offering prasadam, What about the state of the system? Previous life, right? HS. So how to do that? We born with it. Is there any something else? So that is what Ekadasi. To do Ekadasi, to get the mercy of the Lord, become very dear to the Lord. He will delete Ekadasi or past difficulties. Then, so chanting, and Ekadasi and chanting is same tattva. Okay? Like a head and tail of a coin. You understand? Coin has head and tail. You cut coin into 2 pieces, give in the market, the store, no value. 2 pieces together, separate, no value. Together. Ekadasi and Namjapa. Together has to go. And then even a little bit, little sacrifice on that particular day. So with this, they will experience it. They will definitely experience it. They feel confident. For me, thousands of people come here and tell. Because of this, I feel confident. Yes, problem will come, everybody, but somehow I can, I can solve that. I can, they become strong. Okay, mentally become strong. So that's why the spiritual thing. Okay, even a little bit, and gradually, they start hearing, and then Even if you are successful with 0.00001%, I will tell you, like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is telling, even if you save one jiva, much more than building trillions and trillions of hospitals. Now, building hospital, what they are doing, you know what? They are increasing their suffering. Their idea is to decrease, but actually they are increasing. You know why? Suppose you have a stomach ache, right? You go to the doctor. What do they say? He will give you something, right? You go and buy the pills. Your stomach ache is gone, right? Temporarily. Your gas. Then what do? You go and eat more, right? Instead of controlling eating, you are indulging more. When you indulge more of something, you know what? Are you making progress or no, opposite? More sin. So that's why ours are spiritual hospitals. Okay, ours is also hospitals, spiritual hospitals, mata, and then these are all spiritual techniques. Ekadasi, Nam Japa, getting up early, putting on tilak. These are all medicines. I try to understand. Even touching tulasi bead is actually medicine. Prasadam is the medicine. So don't think that you are causing any. Now Shama and all that, right? Shamanic dancing required. Now these are all you can see compared to our Bhakti Yoga. These are all insignificant technique. Okay, they are also working in a similar way indirectly. Like for example, you say you have to let go of all our thoughts. How do you let go of all our thoughts? You have to concentrate on something, right? The breathing, right? Or some name or breathing, right? Then what happens? You become calm, quiet. Like I explained. Why? Because breathing is done by who? Supreme Lord. Indirect, he is doing it, but indirectly we are concentrating on the activity of the Supreme Lord. You get it? Not knowing it by, like suppose if you are blinded, right? Your eyes are closed, right? By a cloth. Then I take you near a fire. You don't know, but it's a fire. But you feel the heat, right? But you don't know what it is, what fire and what is that. So same way, by concentrating on the breathing, breathe out or breathe in or somewhere, I'm concentrating on indirectly the activity of the Lord, no Paramatma. And is Shantakaram Bhajadesh Padmanabam Suresham Vishwadaram Gaganasa Megavanam Srikantam Kavan Vande Vishnum Bhavabayaram Sarva Lokaika Natham. First is Shanta, is peace, right? So because of that we get peace. Because of him, see, try to understand everything directly or indirectly. So if you directly chant, directly if you do much more please, million times this shamanic and all that. Yes, right? So energy. So is the super soul, So effectiveness of a bhakti about getting rid of this disease is unparalleled. Okay, don't even think. These are all insignificant modalities. But we can make them, these groups are there, right? I'm saying when I was there, these groups are there. We should work with them, okay? Like yoga, our many devotees are doing yoga and all, bhakti yoga, all right. They are attracted to this yoga, all right. But then you give a little bit prasadam, ekadasi, they are little mindset, they can tune to easily accept it. And then boom, they become devotee. So, but by itself, yoga itself does not give letters anywhere. So attachment is bhakti, but people are attracted, so we use that, as a tool. So, but our main medicine is bhakti yoga, because it's Nam Japa. So, so if you see, all these diseases is due to our mind. And because why? Material conscious. So bring it back. No, don't fight. We don't fight, but we engage in mind in a spiritual thing. So, maneva manishanam, make our mind back. So don't aggressive. Suppose cancer is there. Why cancer? It's attacking. Our own immune system is attacking us. Because hatred. They cut it out and they become more aggressive. Even if benign, then more it may turn into malignant, So don't disturb that. Actually, by puncturing, when it's medical, first they take the sample, puncture it, right? Nature has that containing, gradually contains it. It does not going to spread anywhere. But when they test it, for testing, they puncture it. That process itself will start spreading everywhere. See, the very testing itself is causing the problem. They don't understand. So there are medicines, technique, ekasi and all this, Lakshmi Taru, all that. It will go squeeze, become smaller. We have so many cases. So, now our time is up. So we grateful to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Param Gurudev or Gurudev, Guru Parampara, for all these teachings, for all their sacrifice, which we are actually reaping, and whole world is getting benefited, So sooner or later, whole world will acknowledge and respect them, honor them, their contributions. Their contribution is, even much more than billions and billions of Nobel Prize. What the work, what they have shown us is that. So we honor them, we think of them, on their appearance day, disappearance day, and we pray so they keep us blessing, they make us strong. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Pranam, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, state devotees. We'll close out the class with the Jayavani. Om Vishnu Pada Shtata Shata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilila Prayishta Vishnu Pada Shtata Shata Shri Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilila Prayishta Om Vishnu Pada Shtata Shata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilila Prayishta Om Vishnu Pada Shtata Shata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilila Prayishta Om Vishnu Pada Shtata Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragya Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitilila Prayishta Om Vishnu Pada Shtata Shri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitilila